talk to you for 10 days.
It's like, all right, we're talking. Oh, hi, everybody. Y'all really want to join us? I mean, yeah, it says we're live, Trina.
Yeah.
So I'm going
All
to
right.
assume we are
Hi,
live.
everyone.
So, welcome, everyone. We speak favor over you all. We were talking and having coffee, and we were just sitting back, and I really do believe, Trina, that we have this virtual coffee room.
Oh, best one in the whole galaxy.
Yeah, I think it really is. And
it's at Wayne's World.
Hey, listen, not bad place to be. I mean,
No, I think, like I said, the power of creation is within imagination. So if we all create that within our imagination, it will create that in thought form, and it will be a real place in the thought form realm, which is astrals. So, I mean, what a great place for you to go and collect your thoughts when you transfer out of here, to go to a safe place until you can get your bearings.
Yeah. I mean, and they have the greatest coffee. And hey, Big Al,
and a great beach.
Yeah, we got a beach, and I happen to like Mai Tais, but Al, you got to send me that link for you and Perry on. Did he send you that as well?
Yeah. It was on David Barry's channel.
It's on David Barry's
Barry
channel.
75. Okay. Yeah, David Barry.
All right.
Yep.
Y'all got to go check that out. I mean,
I listened this morning. I was like, right on.
Yeah. I mean, the adventures of Al and Perry is, it's going to become legendary. That's something I got to say.
It's really,
Yeah.
This is
in fact, y'all, I know, David, if you're in the chat room, hello, Nina. Somebody will say hello to everybody here. Leave the link, because it's really cool. Y'all got to check that out. Get to see Marsha's work. I mean, I got Marsha's work all around here.
Oh, and,
me too. And of course, got my old buddy here. What's up?
Sanji.
Sanji says, hello, everybody.
Hi,
how you doing, Sanji?
I'm
a Chris. What do you expect? Well, I don't know. You're brilliant.
Yes.
So anyway, Sanji's up here writing guard, and I got to tell you, in this moment for me, as you and I were talking, by the way, if I haven't said favor to everyone, and by the way, we are prospering. Got an email this morning, Trina, from Angel. $17,000 showed up out of nowhere into her account, and from a source she wasn't even expecting. And you know who's good for that, and I can just tell you right now, this is this guy right here. Give me 1 second. Yes, because if you have Peale will be the angel of fortune and support.
Yeah.
If I totaled it up right now, Trina, I would say that this group has prospered from various people. And I would say right now, if we were to do a running tally, we're over $100,000. Wow. This group.
Wow. That's amazing.
This group has prospered since we started recognizing the angels and speaking their name and recognizing what they do. This Soul Tribe, $100,000. I mean, that is like remarkable.
To me, when I was little, when it was like you guys came here to be like Jesus, that was the thing. He could communicate to these beings. We're supposed to be doing this too. He was showing you, this is what you do, because you can. And people didn't understand, but we understand, and it's working, and the proof is in the works. And the evidence is evident.
Lynn and I were talking this morning, and I have a great oatmeal recipe, but anyway, and I was telling her, and I said, what's interesting, because it's like, for instance, it's like $1,000 over here. Someone, it was 25,000. Another person here was 17,000. And when I started telling Lynn, I said, wow. I said, since we started calling these angels by name, I said, this group has prospered $100,000.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And by the way, if I were to add job promotions, job raises, that continues to push that number up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. Like I said, this is a beautiful union. I think one that's been waiting a long time.
And what a good time. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just like hello. And so we have the angel of day, which was interesting. This is Vahuel, and I'll let everyone see that. Vehuel. Well, I can read backwards, Trina.
Right on, Wade.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
I love it.
That's like meeting yourself coming and going. How you doing?
Right?
Just fine. Thank you very much. Well, what's it like up there? Well, what's it like back there? This is the angel of elevation. Oh, I like that. And grandeur. It's the patron of great figures of humanity, writers, poets, spiritual people who want to reach enlightenment, people who meditate, visualize, and recite mantras. Symbol of the elevation towards wisdom and greatness, brings innovation, fairness, dynamism, and intelligence. Teaches how to detach from the physical world, visit parallel worlds, and to communicate with the inhabitants, how to communicate with deceased people who were close to us. Now, this is just uncanny. I just pulled this card out of, the 72 deck.
Absolutely.
And does anyone see a synchronicity?
I so do. I so do.
Man,
that's profound, Wayne. I mean, it's saying, don't forget your antenna is activated and I can help you if you need assistance.
And to talking to the folks on the other side.
That's what I mean. It's direct line. I will help you connect your antenna. Yes.
Yeah, it's like,
I am here to help you. It's like, phone service. Thank you.
It shows how to serve, exalt, and glorify the divine consciousness, provides sensitive and generous thoughts, brings inspiration, fills us with altruism and diplomacy, elaborates the essence of human thoughts. Wow. Protects us from vices and distinctive desires, too much passion, fear of the spiritual things. Love this angel, man.
I do too.
Thank you, Vael.
Yes.
Vael. I like that. Vael.
Vael.
Yeah.
Vael.
And the reason why these archangels have EL or AL or IHIAH is that's the name of the creator. They all have that because,
Yep.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And people say, well, are they Jewish? I don't think they have a religion.
I don't either.
I think they've been around a long time before there was ever known as Jewish. But sometimes, the way I look at it is that if you go to let's say a car dealership, you're going to get a car, right? But you're going to be buying a car from that dealership. So in essence, kind of the angels are just, there's a hierarchy up there that's above even our perception. Like yesterday, the Forbidden Religion. I tell you, that book was so profound, and I'm going to finish it because I do believe it does provide an escape route.
Wayne, and I'm telling you, Matt, I think so too.
Yeah,
I do. I think you're spot on with that. Really do. That's what, like you said, when that wisdom came to me, I had a vision that night, cutting myself out of a serpent.
Yeah.
And a voice, there was 1,000 voices, was all around me. And it was like, my child, the watery grave of which you have been sleeping, my child, you have now been set free from the bondage of the serpent. I was like, watery grave of which I sleep, and I cut myself sleeping out of a giant serpent, and it was an identical version of me, but it was in stasis, like a coma, sleeping. It was completely sleeping.
It's interesting, Trina, when you think about it, and I just want to say hello to everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Y'all are just all
we
the
love
David
you so much.
So much. Yes,
so much.
Y'all had me in tears yesterday. I couldn't read the chat room. It was like, no, I'm not going to show that I am really, human, and
absolutely human and have powerful emotions.
Like, what is that, man? So
those powerful emotions are what make you so powerful.
So I collected a tear, because, to me, tears, they carry the essence. And if you are really into those things, they're powerful. You can use them in cooking, for instance. I know this sounds weird, but it's true. You can actually put the essence in the,
Everything in creation is law of vibration. It's all about frequency and resonance.
So well, it is. And a tear is
consciousness.
What it is, Trina, it is the combination of what brought the tear on. Number one, tears of joy. They're very powerful. Tears of grief, they carry an essence with them. And what people don't realize is that there are those cultures of the past where they would collect tears because, again, they're very, for instance, if you're in love and let's say your lover brought you a gift that just touched you.
Right.
And the only expression you could say was in the tear. That emotion is so concentrated. It's amazing.
I think it's the most potent alchemical process you could use.
I think it is. Yeah. I read an interesting book. We may bring it out one time, but, well, sure. So yesterday we were the book, The Forbidden Religion, which is a phenomenal book. It talks about the essence of two things, that there are those humans who are created and they have nothing more than a body and a soul.
Yeah, otherwise known as an NPC, non-player character.
Okay, all right. That's kind of cool. It kind of reminds me of Tron. Then you have the others that are, and we know, most of you know who you are. I mean, and when you awaken to the fact that you are one of those beings that are actually encased, enslaved, entrapped spirits. And I had a really great conversation with someone yesterday afternoon, because this one, they had a epiphany, and they just, as they said, now I understand so much. She was saying that she said all my life that she said that I just had this, she said, and she said, don't get me wrong, I'm not an angry person. But she says there was this inside that this little spark that was wanting to get out. Yeah, and knew everything was wrong. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Knowing that this ain't right here. You just know it in your core. You can't explain. You can't put words to it, but you just know, oh, dude, something's wrong. You just know something ain't right here. Yeah. And you begin to, and she said because she wasn't when I did the first time I did that series, and I got another email from another person, but at finishing out the conversation with this bright individual, she says, I now know that I truly am a spirit. Yes. She said, I've always had this detachment to, she said, my physical body. And she says, even the normal desires that, as humans we all have, which the soul initiates. Yes. The spirit doesn't have those emotions. Apparently the fact that, when I think about it, that those of us who truly are entrapped spirits is that we are antimatter. And that blows my mind because, and when you start thinking about this kind of makes sense why. Remember when I kept telling you, I'm like, this is the shadow world. This is where you're projecting your shadow. This is shadow world. Yeah. So antimatter, so anti-spirit, isn't that it's part of the invisible spirit, which is the true beginning. It's out of the false light construct or the frequency cage. That's what I see. Jill Jarrett says, going to listen later at work, but this looks wonderful. It's one of those things that and it's dangerous. Yeah. And because I can see it now. And if you look back at all the masters that have come in here, I mean, I interpret that if there was a message from an individual, whether that individual was of a certain culture, certain race, I don't think it really matters what was the individual really was saying. He's saying, well, number one, the only way you get out of here is that, number one, you have to begin to understand what real love is. And what I have found, particularly with the passing of my mother this year recently, is that if you already live in a state of consciousness of forgiveness, that is one of the purest steps of love, because love, I love what it says again in 1 Corinthians 13, 4-8. And it says, love is ever ready to forgive a suffered wrong. Love always sees the best of every person. It's not touchy. It's not jealous. It's not envious. Yeah. Boastful. And you can go right through those attributes. And we all have to begin to recognize this, that forgiveness in any level has to be, for myself, it was a learned attribute. I had two choices. I could go down the path of holding the anger and the resentment within and blame everything on my life path because of a suffered wrong.
Right.
Or, and I'm glad I took the other route, was that, hey, it ain't no big deal. It really isn't.
Yeah.
And people were shocked. I'll just share a little something with you, Trina, in the Soul family here. Was talking to a distant relative, and they were saying, trying to bring the past up in a manner that where they were assuming that I was somehow bitter about the events that unfolded in this life with my mom. And I started laughing, and they got insulted. They said, well, don't find that real funny. I said, but I do. I said, because you don't understand me. I said, there is nothing to forgive my mother about. I said, in fact, she provided me one of the most fantastic journeys I said a child and a mother could experience, because what we went through, very few do. And everyone has those relationships. And I said, I see it as an adventure, and I give thanks for that. You know what the person said to me? You are one strange SOB. Right. And I said, they were angry that I wasn't somehow angry.
Yes, because that's their belief system, is that they're going to be justified in their grief and in all this. They don't want to hold any responsibility to uncage those traumas that literally bring down your vibration. So until you can be willing to look at forgiveness is a gift it gives it to you. It's such a profound thing because it heals you.
It does. You said,
it takes away the charges of that trauma. So like before, when you would feel the trauma before you forgave it, it would affect the whole physical body. You'd feel it in the body, and it was not a good charge. It was literally a disturbing frequency. And then when you forgive it, when you think of it, it doesn't feel that way in the body anymore. It's gone. No. The charge is gone. All the information is still present, but there's no charge in the body. That means it's not affecting your frequency, which means you're not creating that vibration in this world, which means in essence, by healing yourself, you've healed the world. It's powerful. Forgiveness.
I love that, man.
Oh, it's such a gift. It changes your vibration. Yeah. Full on. And like, you can't reproduce that trauma charge in your body because you healed it. That is so powerful. your lifelong vibrational expression. Your expression now on this planet is completely different than it was 30 years ago. Because you've all that trauma is just like, bye. And now you're vibrating with wisdom and gnosis and all that information, and to have it in a balanced position. Wow. It's a gift to the world, but wow, is it a gift to you?
That helps. And thank you, Lucky Stone. Francis, love you, brother. I love all Teresa.
I love you
y'all
all.
just
Love you
amazing. The thing that I have found that this group here is what they did where my mother was concerned. I mean, there was a bolt of energy that was surrounded in that essence of love. And like the title of this one is, can we love those who have passed more than when they were alive here in this realm?
Absolutely believe yes.
So. Yeah,
I believe it. Well, you're now able to witness and share time with the best part of them, because they're not bound by the soul body construct, which is a primal animal built in survival mode. Once you drop the flesh, that frequency is no longer as powerful. So you're actually getting to be with a part of them that doesn't have as much fear. It understands things a lot differently now that it's out of the physical experience. It's a different part of them, but it's yet still the same person, the same personality, the same construct, the same mental construct. But it's just added to, and now it's functioning at a different frequency and a different vibration because it's in a different realm of potential and possibility. So with that, now you get to be with the better part of them.
In my dream, on the third day, when my mom had passed, I had a dream and I heard her. She had this way when she would call, she would say, "Wayne, this is your mother." And I'd always say, "I know."
I know.
Nobody else that, I know. But I heard this, and in the dream, I heard, "Wayne, this is your mother." And I heard this word in her voice saying, "Thank you."
Oh, see?
Yeah. So
that's amazing.
Something happened.
I'm telling you, I saw what I told you. I saw something happen, and it was profound what I saw. And then you were like, "Oh, now I know I'm going to have to go to war." I'm like, "Yeah, you bet." Get ready now.
Man.
Get ready now.
It's like we it's like, just leave us alone. We want to go home. That's what it is. Well, we all just want to go home,
it's back to the Wizard of Oz, and Glenda, it's like, Dorothy, you've always had the power. You just didn't know it. And you've always had the power to go home. And this is like, you showed her the doors to home, and that wouldn't have been obtainable without your knowledge of knowing that there is a better place you can go and we can get you there. And everybody was working together with highest, best good.
This group helped her in her transition.
Yeah, the protection that was put around her, the love is a shield. It is a shield that nothing dark can enter. You guys lit up the sky with that. It was profound what I saw. And it raised the love that she felt was unlike anything she'd ever
experienced. It surprised her. It shocked her.
Yeah, it was unlike anything she'd ever felt in her life. And it opened her heart. I saw her heart, the shell around her heart exploded, and it went into pure light, and it was ecstasy. It was ecstasy.
Far out.
And that vibration just raised her spirit. It was just like a rocket ship. Like, I was like, yes.
I want to fly like an eagle.
Oh my God, supersonic speed.
I guess maybe Norman Greenbaum had it right,
Yeah.
When I die, going to the spirit in the sky.
Yeah.
It's like, all right,
Yeah,
travel on, you crazy diamond, shine on bright,
and it was like, it was almost like a bridge was built, Wayne. A bridge, and it was built of light, and that light was love.
Well, this group is a powerful group. I mean,
wow,
bonds are being made here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. All I can say is wow.
I got a sense that our friend Brian is,
Yeah, he's having fun. I just heard the song "The Leader of the Pack." Oh my gosh!
I mean, I that rascal. I mean, I have no doubt about it. I mean, you know, and I thought about some of the others, Jerry Rucker. I mean, you know,
love Jerry.
when he, you know, he is transcended. There are people. There's just so many as I begin to think about, since this group is really coalesced together. And it really is amazing. And even the new people that are coming in, they sense that same, you know.
And the angels now, it's crazy. It's so
crazy.
big now.
The angels are in on this thing.
It was like a whole explosion of just unity and friendship and love and cooperation. That is how we're going to do this, guys. It's cooperation, helping each other.
What a perfect time. I would like everyone just to focus in on Gaza and his wife. I believe his wife is, I can't remember if it's Victoria, or I'm not rightly sure, but I just want everyone, we Gaza, and to your wife, we're just surrounding you in love and protection, and just coming against the fear.
And I see doors opening for you and your family, for shelter, safety, protection, and to be cared for. Wherever you go, trust you will be cared for, and the doors will open. Open doors.
We love you, Gaza. And for all of our family that is down under, we're with you. And again, Gaza, got your email, and brother, the best thing I can do is to include this family, of which you and your wife are a part of, and your family, and surround you with that same love that helped my mother in her transition. It's applicable to whatever we need it to be.
And anchor that into the entire continent of our friends down under.
Absolutely.
Send it all the way through.
Send in your love.
All the way.
Favor, you know.
All the way.
Favor, you know, favor is going to be with you when you go in. Favor is going to be with you when you go out. You know, we always come out ahead. We always come out above. We're never beneath, and we're always the top, never the bottom.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And supporting and loving and sending energy to each other to support each other, and just giving it to creation, but saying, any energy, power, focused energy that you need, love, joy, opportunity, open doors, all those beautiful thoughts, that builds an energy matrix. And the more powerfully that is sent, the more easy it is to manifest in the physical world, coming against all odds. It matters not.
Bingo.
So build that web of love.
As I was speaking that, as why not? So, because this is a day when you want this favor around you, and you need to speak it. And the favor, I just want to, for context for everyone here, favor is what you need it to be. For instance, if you need to be less noticeable in a crowd or a store where people don't even see you, there's just all sorts of things that this can do for you. It works. Anyway, all these favors will come upon us and overtake us if we give voice to them each day. Favor will be with us in the city. Favor will be with us in the country. Favor will heal our body when we speak favor into our bodies. Favor will set apart our children, our animals, and our ground is favored with abundance of joy. Favor will be on our food, our water, our pantry, our life force. Favor will walk with us when we come in and when we go out. Favor will cause our enemies to be at peace with us. That's very important these days.
Yes, it is.
Favor will be upon our barns and storehouses where we keep our valuables to prosper and to be in safety. Favor will be upon us in everything we undertake. Everything we set our hand to, favor shall cause it to prosper. Favor shall be upon all our material property. It shall cause it to last longer and not break. Favor shall protect us, our offspring, and our possession from calamity. Favor will lead us to good fortune in all things. Hello, Ariel. We love you, Poyle.
Yes, we do.
Favor. Listen, I speak favor to these angels every day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. What we send out, we receive.
Yes, we do. Thank you. Favor will cause us to be the head, not the tail. Favor will cause us to come out on top and not beneath. Favor will cause us to always be above and not below. Favor will cause us to have favor with the elementals. Favor will cause us to be favored with the spirit realm. Favor will cause us to be favorable to everyone we meet. They will see us with favor. Favor will seek us out. It will overtake us, and it will abide with us. And no weapon of any kind shall harm us, nor will it prosper against us. It will be created in our words, and what has been said has been done. Boom, baby.
So
just felt like that. Just needed to get that out there.
Yeah, it's powerful. Remember, I told you,
you
Wayne,
got tears in your eyes, dear.
I know you talk favor, but I told you favor was one awesome drop into this matrix. It needed some favor, and it was missing, and it was gone for a long time.
Can I say something on this favor? I actually learned this, and I took it from where it was being used and brought it out into the world. You see, when I was in the indoctrination of my Christian beliefs, the group that I was with, it was really called the Name It and Claim It crowds. And this group, by the way, were just a group of church growers that all the preachers all had private jets. In some case, these preachers and preacherettes, I know one preacher that has 4 jets.
Wow.
4 jets. One jet costs $27 million.
I know. Why would God need a Learjet? Yeah.
because he would prefer, a G7, and or a Citation 10. Now we got the Citation 11. But my point is this. This was used. You see, I realized that what it was, that favor is an incantation.
It is.
And when I saw these people using it, and there's one guy in particular, Jerry Savelle, who went from basically a very broke dude today where Jerry is worth so many millions, he'll never have to worry. He has his own private jets. Yep. And I began to realize something, that when a person learns what favor really is, they don't have to truly understand its full implications. So I determined to bring that knowledge, that gnosis that I saw working. I saw it for decades work.
Yep. The power of the word. See, this is where the whole thing is about, the power of the word. God said the word, and the word was God. Oh yeah, that's why, because it creates. It creates. It's a sound vibration which affects material world. This is matter. You want to affect matter in this realm? You use your mouth. Why do you think they put the face diapies on us? Yeah.
So the favor thing works, folks. It does.
Yeah,
it does. And it doesn't need to be tied to a religion.
No, it has nothing to do with it. It has to do with frequency and vibration. And if we could just all agree to do things that feel good and not bad, it'd probably be a whole lot easier than worry about who's God's right and who's wrong. And just good or bad. What feels good, what don't feel good. It's kind of simple. It really doesn't, not that hard. But,
well, when you look at people like Norman Vincent Peale, who I grew up with, just many of those people during the day, I can just hear Zig Ziglar was another one of them. Earl Nightingale. And what I learned from that helped me in my corporate career, I grew up with the book of Think and Grow Rich,
Oh, okay.
And so, and the other thing was, Dress for Success. I mean, that was my Bible.
Yep.
Trina, and I learned that, buying a $5,000 suit really does help then as a person. And my point to this is, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm trying to say is that when you put the two together with the attitude that there's nothing you cannot do, that you are unique. And now that I realize that I'm an anti-spirit being, I just got to learn, all right, so how can we begin to make this exit and help as many people as we can?
That's
how I look at it.
Yeah. And that's going to be the hard part. But like I said, you're doing it already, because once you hold this wisdom, but like you said, it's a personal thing. Like when those doors unlock for you and they open, it is a reality cracker. It breaks everything apart. It is a hard process. But when those doors open, it's done. I'm pretty sure it's done. Game over. Now it's just about navigating the playing field, because we know now that there is a playing field outside of this realm. So,
and can I say something about the prosperity folks? The richest person I know of, again, is a person who, number one, doesn't need a dime, has their health, loves themselves, understand that the greatest mission of all is to help as many as we can. Love them, just love them up.
Absolutely.
And, leave that as a legacy. To me, that is wealth.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you're a servant to no one. You're not a servant to the dollar.
Yeah. And you can serve others with your abundance. You can help. I mean,
and the thing that I like, Trina, is, give me 1 second here. You see, this is the problem I have with this. Because you see, in the back of this contract, I don't know which God they're talking about.
Exactly. And it's probably
I want to get away from this. I want to find a barter system that I don't have to. Who the freak? What God is this, Trina?
It's not the one we think. I know that much. And I'm pretty sure it's the demiurge of this world.
Thank you, madam.
Yeah.
You, my dear, get the gold star for the day. But yes, you are right. I mean, and the more I see this, I mean, I'm going, there's got to be a way to get around this. I mean, what we're doing is unwittingly, when we use this filthy lucre, is that we're actually agreeing to this contract. In God we trust.
Correct. It's a trust agreement. You got it.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gaia says we're working in on one. I want to be a part of that, Gaia. So need to include me. There's Jules, Bart Arter. Yes. B Arter. Yes. I love that. That's what I love. Yeah. So, Paul Joe says, in God I know isn't the God I know isn't short on cash.
Correct. Yep.
Like, what does God need a citation 10 for?
Yeah, and the God I know would not hand me a debt note as its form of currency.
Oh, isn't that good? Because that's what it is.
Yes,
it is a debt note.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Welcome to my world.
Right. Oh my God, God I know wouldn't hand me a debt note. He'd hand me gold or silver or something, something sparkly and pretty and valuable. That's the one I would know. I wouldn't get a debt note. It's promised to pay. What? No.
And then you're contracting yourself to this deity, this demiurge. I don't know. Yes. I don't know who it is. I mean, most people don't realize the link.
I think it's the serpent. I think it's Yaldabaoth, the feathered serpent they talk about in the old Dead Sea Scrolls and the Nag Hammadi scriptures. I literally, why would I have the meltdown of all meltdowns that this is a simulation, this might all be bullshit, and I rebuke it all this false illusion lie stuff, and I'm done, and I'm done, and then wake up that night cutting myself out of a big serpent. I got out of this matrix, and the representation of that was getting cut out of a serpent. That to me was like, oh my gosh, whoa. And then I read the Nag Hammadi a little later, and I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me right now.
Yeah, the Nag Hammadi, by the way, is it blows it all out of the water. I mean,
it does. It blows it.
Yeah. Gogo says, "What do you think about the rapture?" Well, it was a made-up construct by Paul, if you believe the story. I mean, in fact, I don't even think he ever actually. It's a modern day reinterpretation of an event that I don't know. I mean, firstly, I don't buy into it, but hey,
I see, like literally, I've asked that question so many times, Wayne, and I see like 3 different kinds of raptures.
interesting.
Like, there's the real rapture, but that's only obtainable with your own gnosis and your own seeking wisdom, truth, and really working at it. Like the monks and stuff and Buddha, I think that they received what's called rapture. And that's when the spirit raptures out of this realm into the higher dimensions. It's raptured. It ruptures the membrane. Its spirit is so powerful, it cannot be contained, and it launches. That's what I saw your mom do. We launched her like a rocket. It was awesome. So that's what I see. But then there's the other rapture where people believe that the savior is going to come and get them and take them away. Those could be aliens that are going to abduct you to eat you as food. So I see all kinds of different things happening with this whole rapture concept because it's been put into the matrix with such emotion. It will manifest. But it will manifest in different ways that people do not expect. So the real one's gonna take some work, and it's not going to be accomplished by anyone or anything other than your own consciousness and how you can process vibration, frequency, and sound within you.
Are you ready for this? I have talked to 2 people now that and they lived on both coasts. One lived on the East Coast, one lived on the West Coast. And I'm just going to mention it to you and the group out here. There seems to be people missing.
I've been seeing that too, Wayne.
I'll share a conversation I had with an individual. That
would be rapture.
Well, could be this
it's
person.
It's another level of what I saw.
Interesting.
Missing 411 was another form of rapture. I saw that.
So this person is was at a state office getting some state business done and said, well, the person said, well, you know, you have to go and get this done. And the person said, okay, so what do I need to do? Well, unfortunately, the person said, working for the state, that person who was, you know, the manager, supervisor here, never came back. And this person said, never came back from where? Well, they never came back to work. And she said, this is the strangest thing. She says, in fact, there are a number of people who haven't come back to work. It gets stranger. This person then went to make a phone call to get a doctor's appointment, gets a answering service instead of the receptionist at the doctor's office. The receptionist says, the doctor and the staff never came back. And he says, never came back. That expression, yeah, we don't, he's no longer in business. He's not here. He just disappeared. Literally is what the person said. Then I'm talking to a person in New York City. Now, I had to chalk up this one to maybe the fact that there has been a bigger exodus out of New York City than in what's being reported. Yeah. But this person was freaking out because they went to and they said it was a period over about a week that they continually ran into the same thing. That person's no longer here. And they would try to find that person. The person is no longer even in the city.
That to me sounds like they've jumped a timeline.
Weird, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that was kind of what I saw. Remember the bifurcation when it started splitting apart? Like you would see just a lot of people would just be leaving your reality, and it would be a very weird separation of these realities, and it would go through wobbles. I saw like it was going to.
Well, here's something that might fit into your theory on that. So here in Colorado, we have a lot of people who come here to climb the 14ers. There's 14,000 foot peaks here. And there are many different trails that you can go up here. And there are a lot of people who just, you know, they they go off trail and they're never saw again. But what's the strangest one is that they have found a couple of bodies now in a advanced decomposed state. But what was weird was that these people, and the park rangers have said as much, they weren't there. Then all of a sudden they're there.
Yep.
And and these trails are used quite often. I mean, it would have been literally impossible for a decomposing body and the smell
not to
of
be
death.
smelled, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, would smell it for a mile. Yeah, you'd smell
or
it
not to be ravaged by a bear or,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, something's going on. There's a lot of people too. I've been seeing weird stuff like on TikTok and stuff where people are driving through like different cities and stuff at night, and there's no people. And they're like, y'all, what's going on here? Where's all the people? These are strange stuff is going on with this thing.
Something's going on. I mean,
and then there's this other guy on YouTube right now who says he's posting from a different dimension or a different timeline.
Oh, really?
And there's nobody in the cities. They're like, go to the London, go to these major places. He goes, they're like, go to the police officers and go take a car. He goes to the cop shop, starts up a car, takes a cop car. They're like, go to this big museum. There's always people there. There's no one there. He walks right in. There's no security. There's no everything. The hospital, all the lights are on. Everything's there, but there's no people. And this guy says he's reporting from a different time. He thinks he's in the fifth dimension. He doesn't know what's going on. Somehow he woke up in the hospital and there was nobody there.
Now that would freak me out.
Me too, right?
I mean, that's a Twilight Zone if I ever had one. I mean,
and he says he still can't find any people.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, this has been going on the internet for a little bit. This they say time traveler. Yeah, time traveler from 2027 or something. Guy lost. Yeah,
I'm just trying to read the chat room is just going.
I bet it's a profound thing. There's something going on here. I mean, there is something going on, and it is like this is what I saw though, that the reality would get weird when it was going to split.
Martin and Heidi say that guy is in 2027.
There you go. That's it. Thank you, Martin and Heidi.
Love y'all.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. So much stuff in the brain. It's hard to keep it straight sometimes, but I'm like, I remember that's associated with what you're saying. I think there is something going on, and this is really weird.
I have to go back in the archives. There's over 2,000 videos in that archives, but Brian Burnett and I did a show, and then we did on one in his, and I know when he got his channel taken down, it unfortunately got lost in there. And it's probably one of the more relevant shows as I'm looking back now, because we did a show on Deagle.com.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
They've taken it down, and in this reality, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And I got to go back, Trina, and see if that video is in there, because we're coming up on the event real close here that by 2025 in America, 220 million people
are gone. Yep. That's a lot of people. And
a lot of people.
And I think we're starting to see it. And that was part of this bifurcation thing. And then you got to think about it too, 2025, when all of this experimental stuff started in 19. So that would be about the timeline that they're projecting for a lot of potentially bad things to happen. So it's amazing all the different correlations and the different paths you can travel to make those numbers work. I can see, like I said, multiple ways that number could happen. And it could be with quantum jumping, all kinds of things.
Speaking of which, it's interesting. Some people have been sending me, so DWave Computer is really making some new advancements. And I really think that this whole idea that, the quantum timelines are undulating, I'm beginning to think that something strange is happening. I mean, I don't know what it is.
Well, that would make sense. That would make things get wobbly. See, that's what the wobble I'm seeing is. I know it is. It's this technology. I see this wobble, and it's not all the time, but this wobble hits the field, and it hits the whole matrix. It's crazy.
And I love the idea that people are so focused in on the book of Revelation. But folks, you have to understand, I did the book last week and I'm going to bring it out on what Walensky Fomenko, the mathematician. The thing about it is the book of Revelation has already happened. The apocalypse has already been here. It was written in, and so that gets us into this whole thing. So are we really under this Baldaboth that is this insane deity?
Okay, think about it, Wayne. What if that thing is a parasite?
I think it absolutely is a parasite.
Right. And then the book that talks about the destroyer comes in, and then it talks about wormwood. Wormwood is a parasite killer. It's an herbal medication to kill parasites. And right now, what are a lot of people in this world taking? Parasite killers. This is something's to this. So remember I told you we were going to become antivirus? That would be the remedy would be to kill the parasitic infection. That would require parasitic medication. And a lot of people now are doing that. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting. She says,
isn't that
how can a guy in 2027 have a contact on YouTube in our 2021? I don't know.
Correct, right? How does that happen? Yeah, he says it's through his phone because he still has his phone that he went to sleep in the hospital with, and that's how he says he thinks that's the only way. But even
very interesting.
Yeah, there's weird stuff. Like he can look at the product cans on the bottom, and some of them are like newer. Some of it's weird. It's weird what's going on with that. It's very strange.
What they have found that cell phone, in fact, it looked like a Motorola, that was encased in solid rock. It gets you spinning because, what's another one says, what do you think about the signs of the end times? I think it's all a program. I do too. Yeah, we're manifesting it.
Not just that, there's a set basic program, and that program was created by, in my opinion, the demigod and the minions underneath that energy, which is the creation of all matter in essence. So that thing was running a script, and that thing runs on a harvest cycle because it has to feed. Everything in this system has to feed. So that's why we have these cataclysms, and that's why we have all this stuff, because it's part of the harvest, this feeding cycle of the entropy system of death that we're sitting in currently. So
and here's my problem with Revelation. If you buy into it, so again, why do people do this? I know why they do this. So start retrograding. So if you got the book of Revelation, end of the world, it's apocalypse. And, do you really think that there's going to be a dude on a horse riding down? Okay, let's just say that there is. So this dude who's riding down on his horse, who does he worship? Oh, he worships the Old Testament God, Yaldabaoth. This is the God of death and destruction, who finds apparently righteousness and cleanliness through the death of billions of human beings and the spilling of their blood. I ain't buying it. I ain't going to be a part of it. I'm not going to play. I picked up my marbles and said, let's go, Brandon. I'm out of here.
Right. Yeah. Because like I said, it's all in metaphor when you look at it from a different lens. And when you look at, okay, if this place is so wonderful and this Jesus was so powerful, do you think he couldn't have got off of a cross? If he could bilocate, heal the blind, raise, seriously? And he let his avatar get taken out. He was like, really? Am I worried? I don't think so. You know what I mean? There's a big message in that. If you can get past the dogma and get to the what's the real message, it's like, get it? This isn't real.
Well, it's just like they said in the Hindu religion, the guy that was on that cross was, I don't know, it was an initiation. And they said that that and in fact, if you take the story, it says that if you look at when the Roman soldier gave him the soured wine, many people will tell you that was actually a substance that would such kind of like
make you appear dead when you weren't.
Yeah, what's the drug that they use? Starts with a C. Ketamine.
I don't know.
It's one of the ones that they use. I'll think of it here in a second, but it simulates death.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the interesting thing is, I've said this before, and just extrapolate from the story, that they didn't break his legs. But you see that the Roman soldier would have never disobeyed what the proper way of crucifixion was, and that is after your lungs have separated from your chest cavity and your heart is being crushed by the weight of your lungs. And because what you do is that and the reason why they put the spike through the foot like that is that it gave them leverage. You could get enough to get a breath.
Hold yourself up. Yep.
That's why they broke the legs of the crucified, the ones that are on the crucifixion, because then the body it's simply you die of a heart attack is what you die. The heart's crushed. They didn't do it with the Jesus cat. They took him down immediately. Now, what's really interesting is that where supposedly he was stabbed on the left side, that would be the area that you would need to relieve of the pressure on the internal lungs, because if a person's up on a stake like that, it wasn't actually a cross, it's a stake, that is where you would typically get that relief. And when the person would start refilling their lungs, because their lungs basically were collapsed.
Wow.
Anyway, how did we get on that? I don't know. Many people don't know what crucifixion really was about. They really have no idea.
Like I said, all these stories, it doesn't matter. There's so much that goes from before those times. And when you look at those records that were before, that were just found, that were burped out of our Mother Earth. And I knew another thing is the truth would come out of the mother. It was going to literally be birthed out of her. We just found Göbekli Tepe. I mean, all of these, there's going to be stuff coming out of the earth that's going to blow our history and our religion right out of the water. And it's supposed to, because it's part of the great apocalypse, which is, or revelation.
Interesting that you just said that, because the meaning of apocalypse is not what we think in modern days.
Yes.
It's an awakening.
Yes. It's revealing.
Away.
Yes. The ripping away of the veil, because you now see truth. You see things different from a different thing. And that's what these old things are going to bring forth, because it's going to not be anything that we've been told, but you're going to see all of the elements of what we have now. That's the scraps of the truth that they took away from us. And they gave us the crap that would comply with their new system, their new belief, their new control, all of their new crap. And it all is the same crap filtered through 3 different chains. And it's all based on scraps of the original stuff that's ancient and old, that's been kept from us, because they had all of these scriptures. They probably have the full complete set in the Vatican, but we don't get to see them. So
I think they got the little gray guy.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
I think they got the one that's part alien with the long head and the teeth too. I think that's their main one. I'm pretty much sure.
When I showed that picture from the Vatican, and that was Vatican footage, it wasn't
absolutely.
People can't handle it that was an alien. The people are saying, no, it was just this person from this different island. And I'm going, sure.
I think that's what they call Ahriman.
I believe it is. I believe that they are from Sirius. That's their representative.
Draconian. Yep.
And that particular one is a high-ranking cardinal.
Absolutely.
And why not? It's a perfect enslavement system.
Not only that, I think that it's probably hundreds of years old. So
probably
is.
It's
like this is a blip in time for these things. This is like a weekend at Bernie's.
I have to say that the current president was just cracks my ass up, because I was a big Beavis and Butthead fan. I knew the guys that created that, and when I saw Beavis on there, Cornholio.
Yes. Cornholio.
We're no longer in the real reality. It's gone.
Yeah.
It's bye-bye.
Yeah, it's gone to Crazy Train.
It's like that television series. What did they have? Sliders, as they were sliding in and out of various similar parallel timelines.
It's what I saw
I
when
think
I
that's
saw
what
that
we're
movie.
in.
I literally saw that movie and I'm like, oh my God, that makes sense now, because that's what I was sensing and feeling. And like I said, it used to do it before, but it didn't happen that much. Now it's happening a lot.
It really
feels like it's
freaky.
happening a lot. Yeah.
Wow,
Man,
Trina.
Wow.
Hour just went by like that.
Are you serious?
I need to pee for I need TP for the bungo. Exactly, Loretta. I mean, and you look at the picture, it's exactly like it was. I need TP for the bungo.
Bungo. Yes, absolutely.
All Biden needed to do was put his T-shirt over his head, and it would have been a
done deal. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Yeah. What a joke, right? What a joke.
Oh.
What a joke.
Okay.
I know.
I think that's what's happened. I think Beavis and Butthead actually was voted in, and we just didn't know it.
Right, and they're writing the script in the mainframe, and
Oh, shit.
I'm telling you what.
I'm telling you, Trina. It's
I know.
Yeah, I got to. Oh, this is.
It's a magical mystery ride, but I'm telling you, I think because we're adding magic and mystery to our lives, I think we're figuring it out.
And listen, laughter is really the best antidote to any spell. I mean, it truly is.
It is.
Martin Heidi says, did you see how the octopus came to life on its own under the microscope? Yes.
Profound. And isn't that interesting? Because at the solar eclipse, the big one that makes the X across the United States in Tennessee,
that's coming up here. What, in 24, right?
Yeah, a lot of people. That was what they saw, Wayne. They saw that. That's what they saw. An octopus.
Interesting.
I did too. That's what I saw.
The last eclipse, I saw that portal open up. I saw that temple. I did a whole show on it.
I saw those pictures and oh my, wow.
Jeez, that was some freaky stuff. That was a very interesting experience, I have to say.
I bet. And see, we're getting a powerful one is coming up in 24. I wonder if that is going to be a shift or split or a major, because it makes the X, it's completion, it's the crossroads, it should be, that might be when.
Are they going to cancel our ticket?
I think the realities will actually kind of pop apart from each other.
Well,
and then they'll stabilize again. Yeah, something big is happening, guys.
Yeah.
Big. It's
I don't
really
know
big.
what it is. Yeah.
I think it's a big resetting of a clock. And I see this is not only it's a grand cycle, a major cycle, and minor cycle. It's all three cycles are resetting for the new age of Aquarius. And that is a massive reset. That's why they're calling this a reset and why they're trying so hard to put it into the direction they want it to go, because it's going to reset whether they want it to or not.
This is the dawning of the age of
and I think
Aquarius.
these are part of the program, and there's no getting out of it. It's part of the bringing the close of a cycle and the beginning of a new one.
Queen says, out with the old, in with the new. Ain't that
absolutely? And Aquarius is air. That's spirit. Yeah. That's inspiration, and it's a humanitarian sign because it deals with water and emotion. It's a very positive potential for man. It really is. If we can stay strong and stay into your own power, not give your power away, because I think that's what we've always done. We've given our power away, and it's caused our own cages.
Some people say big comet's coming. Something's happening. I think we're in it. I don't think it's coming. I think it's already here. It's just
and it's so funny. I saw a couple of the realities where Clinton actually won instead of Trump. Man, y'all have no idea. It's like these things were programs created to run, and they were stopped. So that's powerful. Think about that. We changed the script.
We changed something.
Yeah, we did. So let's do it again.
Let's do it again. All right, everyone. Thank you for your time.
Much love.
Much love to you all.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. And
yeah.
Miss Trina, have a great week.
You too.
Are you going to be with the ladies there on Friday night? Androma 7?
I might, Friday night. Saturday. I think I'm out again. I've got family stuff coming up, weekends and weddings, and oh my gosh, it's
good
it's,
normalcy. I like that.
Stuff. Yeah, fun stuff. So my weekends are getting a little rocked right now with doing a whole bunch of stuff out of town and then coming back in for family events and
excellent. Excellent. I'm glad to hear that.
Good stuff and lots of family stuff. So that's wonderful.
Thank you for hitting the like button too. It helps. It does.
Apparently, it really does.
Apparently little AI is just a little thumbs up maniac,
Yeah. Yes.
Bring the thumbs up.
Yes. Yeah. Start that engine.
Yes. Yep. Well, we love all of you. Thank you for joining us each week here. It is a pleasure. And Miss Trina, I will see you next week.
Oh, I can't wait.
All right. Thank you, dear. Thank you, all of you. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful spirit beings. Mm-hmm. I say spirit because I think virtually everyone here has the elevation of not just a soul, but a spirit.
You know what, Wayne? What? You know, the Bible talks about you gave away your first inheritance.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the mingling between spirit and soul, spirit and matter. I think the first is spirit. So that's our first inheritance. I think about that often. I wonder if I'm correct.
All I know is that once I get back home, I ain't ever leaving again.
Until we get bored.
Someone tells me, come on, Steiger, let's go. I'm going to go, no, hell no. You know?
Yeah, I think, it's like giving birth. You're like, I am never going to do that again. And then about 2 years later, you're like, well, I think I might want a baby. That is exactly how I think it could be going up there. I for real do see that. That's a potential.
Obviously, we're not all knowing, but we're smart. Right. All right, everybody. We love y'all. We'll see you later.